Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother and Dad. Love, Ruth, John, Mark, Pamela, Patricia, and Peter. 1967, Part 150. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, September 15th, 1967. Dear Mother and Dad, thank you for the lovely birthday cards and placemats, which I'll open on the 20th. You sound very busy this fall. I know how busy these presidencies can make a person. I've had 3 now: the Junior Chamber of Commerce Auxiliary, the Nature and Science Center Women's Board, and the Kensington PTA. And this year, as we returned from Lakeside, I told John I certainly was happy that I wasn't president of the junior high school PTA as they asked. For 2 years now, I've been looking forward to this September when I could get caught up on my homework. John's mother wrote that the silence would be deafening for me with all 4 children at school, but if it is, I don't seem to be home enough to hear it. The moment the children leave, I'm off too. However, I do plan to be home more when the weather turns colder and hope to get something done at home. I was very sorry we didn't see any of our Canadian relatives on our 2 trips to Canada. When we went to Montreal, I half thought your airplane might refuel there at first so we'd see you. Then we stopped at Chris Field's and she was at the lake, and Elsie next door, so we missed them. Nor did Elsie get down to visit us as I'd hoped. Then we didn't see Bud and Doris and their children, and the day we arrived home, we had a letter waiting from Chris saying they were having a family party that day at their cottage and farm, since Shirley and Vivian were both coming with their children, and we could have gone by on our way home if we'd known it, as we were close. We did get home in time for a lovely dinner party in Shaker Heights. Missed the swimming pool party part. We had a wonderful get-together at Lakeside, Ohio. 20 relatives. We were there a week and got back the night before school started, which makes it a rush, but we hated to leave Lakeside as the water was so calm and there was beautiful weather, which we've had continually since. Mark began high school, Pam is in the 8th grade at the junior high, Peter's in 2nd grade, and Patty is in 4th grade. So I have 3 PTA boards I'm on and 4 open houses to attend. Mark's wrists are okay now, and he played golf in Canada and at Lakeside. We played a lot of miniature golf too, and at one time had all 20 folks at the reunion on the miniature golf course at once, putt-putt. Debbie, Harold's daughter, flew in from London to be there with us. She's at Smith College now and very mod, sported a pipe, long blonde hair, and cute. The nurse at Dr. Rizzo's office commented on how tall Mark is. He's 5'11", almost 6 feet, and his voice has changed. And Pamela is 5'6", almost as tall as I am. Mark will be driving in another year. You should see the array of new shoes. Small fortune in new clothes and shoes, it seems. Mark and Patty are very particular, and Pamela and Peter couldn't care less. Pamela babysits every Friday now next door. Tomorrow is our cookout for the junior high and a beach picnic for the Beechcliff trustees. Monday I'm going to a very elegant tea in Gates Mills for the Composers Showcase Ball next spring with Isabel Stevens. It's certainly nice for Bud and Doris for you to help them out with the children. Nice for you too, keep you going. It seems so strange. For so many years I thought I'd be so lonely when the children were all gone to school, but I seem busier than ever. Mark is the neglected one, he feels, not Peter. Peter's collarbone is okay too, a big knot where it was broken, but the doctor says that is normal and will dissolve. We certainly missed our swimming this summer with all our fractures. September 21st. I didn't finish this at the beauty parlor. Thank you for the cocktail mats from London. John's mother sent me an English cup and saucer. We got Patty a royal cobalt one when we were in Canada, like Pamela's. The children all gave me home and decorating magazine, and John a green slack set and birthday cake and ice cream. I'd planned to buy myself a new mink hat and get Pamela's bedspread and canopy from the decorators that we ordered in the summer, but John suggested that I stay home, so I defrosted and cleaned cupboards. They have no teacher for one of the deaf classes in Lakewood, Shar McQuilkin tells me, but John still thinks I should try to keep this place going. Saturday we're going to a candlelight reception, play and breakfast buffet and dance, formal with Shar and Don McQuilkin. Next week, John's mother and Aunt Helen are coming over. John's mother's birthday is Saturday. I'm taking them on the tour of homes and luncheon at Westwood Country Club, although I have to go to a luncheon for Marilyn at her mother-in-law's. Marilyn Garrett is worse. She cannot drive now, so needs a chauffeur and companion. Last Sunday we went to a colored church. John is chairman of the Bishop's Committee to visit poorer parishes and see their needs. There was only one other white couple there. We are thinking of transferring to St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Lakewood. We have lost our other largest tree out front. We haven't had it down yet. It's so sad to see it go. It will be over $100 to have it down, and when you think of all it takes, such as Bud and Doris have to put into landscaping and small trees. Our Canadian hemlocks out the back have done beautifully, though. I'm sorry you didn't get to the beach to use the bathing cap. I got it in June, but didn't send it as I thought you'd be on your trip. Good luck on your presidency. Barb and Bill Smith had marvelous slides of England. Love, Ruth and John. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, September 26, 1967. Dear Mother and Dad, I was glad to get your letter written on my birthday. It certainly was good of you to take care of Bud and Doris's family, lunch, dinner, and bridge party on top of it. Rather strenuous. I'm sure Bud and Doris realize how lucky they are to have you do it. You must tell them again how much you like their new home. I told Bud you'd written so, and he'd said you'd never told them. I'm sure he's forgotten. If we'd known when they'd be at Chris and Ken's, we could have driven up to see them there. They could have called us from there, and we'd gone up. Chris's reunion was the day we drove home, but we didn't know it until we got home and got the letter. I thought you might like to see Char's picture. They took one of me just before, but it probably wasn't so good. Char did the decorations at the ballroom and the gold room, so had me wear my gold and white sari, long formal. We didn't get home until after 3 a.m. and went to St. Peter's Church. Yesterday I worked at the Board of Education, coffee this morning for 8th grade mothers and at a gorgeous new home, open house tonight and tomorrow night, home tour Thursday, Helen and Mother are coming, and luncheon for Marilyn. Pamela got a new $700 cello. Her new bedspread and canopy came. What kind of bed do Janet and Joan have? I have a double bedspread, white with pink embroidered flowers and pink scalloped edge extra. I don't know whether to keep it for when the other one is being done or not. We also have extra crisscross ruffled curtains from Patty's room. Could you use them or not? I have so many extra things and do need to get things organized at home. October 10th. And what a whirl of activities I've been through since I began writing this about the beauty parlor. The tour of homes that I took John's mother and Helen on turned out to be rather an exhausting day, taking them to a luncheon at the Westwood Country Club and a surprise one for Marilyn at her mother-in-law's. The next day I worked at the psychiatric ward of the Cleveland Metropolitan Hospital and then helped with the Kensington School Carnival. I attended a birth defects conference and luncheon downtown Monday morning and to the speech clinic for the inner city disadvantaged children in the Huff area in Cleveland, colored, in the afternoon, and Mark's Boy Scout Court of Honor in the evening. He won his star rank, and we saw the pictures of his canoe trip up in Algonquin Park in Canada. Tuesday morning I had a Kensington PTA board meeting, and in the afternoon, council one on our new middle school concept. Architects' drawings, and in the evening, we went over to Shaker Heights for a United World Federalist executive meeting. Wednesday was another morning coffee at a friend's home on the lake. this for the ninth grade mothers. And in the afternoon, a meeting in Bay Village for the Nature Center Women's Board, and the next day, the junior high board meeting. This week is almost as bad. Speech clinic yesterday. I'm a tutor for colored children and freshman parents at the high school. Junior high open house tonight. John and I are program chairman, and tomorrow morning is a Girl Scout Mother's Coffee and another school board meeting, and in the evening the report card meeting for the whole school to report on our new report card. I was the representative from our school for that all last year. Thursday is another junior high board meeting in the morning and high school in the afternoon, and these things don't seem to have an end in sight. I got a call this morning from the Lakewood School Board personnel manager asking me if I would take the position teaching a class of deaf pupils that are without a teacher. It might be the only way out of all these other activities. I remember reading articles about how lonely women were when their children went off to school, and how I wept and dreaded this prospect. I should write my own article on how much busier you become and how hard it is to decide where to put your time. We heard last night at the high school that the maximum load was 5 1/4 courses and only 2 accelerated courses. Mark happens to be taking 5 1/2 courses and has 3 accelerated courses, science, math, and English. He only has 1 free period for study during which he practices his violin. His counselor recommends him for the courses. Patty was elected president of her class, and her piano teacher says how well she's doing in her piano, all A's. We certainly are so lucky with our family, so much to be grateful for. Going to these birth defects clinic, inner city classes, and the psychiatric ward just serve to underscore our good fortune. It really makes it imperative to help others in some way. John's senior partners, Kent Myers and Dick Stevens, want John and I to attend the Federation of Defense Counselors Convention in Florida next spring, and then start attending some of the international World Affairs conventions. John has reserved our island for next spring for a month in the Bahamas, the end of March and first part of April, Cistern Key. Pam went to a Girl Scout camp last weekend, and Mark goes this weekend, and John and all the children the following weekend. I certainly hope that you don't get yourself too exhausted with all your activities. Your birthday will be soon, hard to believe. I hope Doris has a special dinner for you. Have a happy day and year. We love you, Ruth. P.S. Send the picture of Char back so I can give it to her. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, December 21st, 1967. Dear Mother and Dad, we all hope that you have a very Merry Christmas, and I'm sure that you will with your family for Christmas. The gold coin for Mark arrived promptly and in good shape, and Peter's too. They both have good coin collections, so nice additions. John's mother sent him a subscription to a coin magazine for Christmas. Both your parcel and Bud and Doris's arrived, Bud's yesterday and yours last Friday. Bud's was opened and squashed, but okay, and yours intact. We hope to get the family together and open the big boxes and put the small gifts around the Christmas tree. We put up the tree last Saturday, and John came home from work early last week and put up the blue and green lights and blue spotlights on the pink dogwood outside because I'd heard the weather was turning cold. However, it's been in the 50s all month, and today someone said it would be 70. Not Christmassy, but much easier to get around and for the shoppers and postmen. They say the mail is current in Cleveland, and they have a tremendous volume. Each year it seems as though there is one or some things that I spend too much time on. This year it was Doris's gift and their children's. When I was inquiring about sending all these books to the Bahamas, I discovered Janet's and Brian's parcels were too big to mail. It really had me stumped, and it was late, and I was tired, so my knight in shining armor, John, helped me wrap and tie them and told me to mail them anyway. And so far they haven't come back, and they did take them. Probably didn't know the rules, but I went to my favorite man at the post office. They also said the $10 limit is per person, so since we were sending to several, each one could receive up to $10 free of duty. I hope it was all right sending to your house. All year I looked and And last Christmas, too, for Doris's tablecloth. And 3 trips this year. They don't make 70 inches by 90 inches in a laminated one, so I sent a 60-inch by 90 inches to 88 Simpson Road, and if it's not right, send it back. I bought 4 different kinds, even a green lace. I'm sure they'll enjoy the card table. That's a lovely gift from you. We do hope you have a happy anniversary, too. Love, Ruth. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, December 21st, 1967. Dear Mother and Dad, last weekend was a real musical weekend for us. On Friday was Patty and Peter's classes concert. Mrs. Vogler came and brought a big box of cookies and seemed to enjoy the program. Patty played a xylophone solo with the piano and the class sang. Peter was on the stage in a musical Christmas card. Pamela played first chair cello to a packed crowd Friday night, and they are playing for the school today, so I had to lengthen a special dress last night. John's folks came over Sunday for Mark's concert, which was 2 hours, and I thought wonderful. Only 2 ninth-grade violins were chosen to play in the orchestra. Afterwards, the music director said Mark is a very fine violinist. Mr. Faber, his teacher, is with the famed Cleveland Orchestra and gives him an extra long lesson each week. Tonight, Pamela is going to a toboggan party with a boy, the one she played cello duet with. However, she's decided she needs a new ski jacket, and at this late date, there's so little left to choose from. The stores do a tremendous volume in sales, artificial snow for tobogganing. Yesterday, Dee Dee Baker, 2 doors away, had a lovely coffee for about 40 gals. She's spent the year decorating her lovely big home, cut out all other activities. Maybe I should do that. I did manage to get a lovely dual bedspreading golds, apricots, and avocado olives for our king-size bed. It's extra length, too. And John is doing the bathroom in avocados also to blend. I'm sure those colors would go with your blues, too, Doris's colors. The olives are the latest thing, and I use the olive cushions and accessories with the gold in our living room, too. Also, hot pink for Christmas. Nan Gregory is having a Christmas tea for her mother this afternoon. Also has her house redecorated lovely in golds. Sunday, John's folks are coming about 5 o'clock. Someone sent us a turkey, which is in my neighbor Chick Strawbridge's freezer. I'll cook it Sunday, if I ever get to that point. I was up until 2 a.m. assembling Christmas stockings filled with gifts and candy for the colored children that I teach speech to. I also bought 40 unbreakable ornaments and put their names on in gold. They were so excited about them, it really put me in the Christmas spirit. Patty said, "I wish I were one of your children at school." Next Friday, on the 29th, we're having an open house from 9 until 1. We sent out invitations to about 40 people, so hope that I can pull it off. Shar is having her big party on the 30th Saturday. She is having a Swedish Christmas and party, your anniversary. I just came home with your sweater when your letter came about the pale peach one. My family insisted I send it anyway, and I'll look around. You'd better send me a color sample of what you'd like. There are so many shades, but I haven't seen many this time of year, although there may be. I haven't had my eyes tuned that way. Mark, too, decided he needed a new coat. I've been asking him all fall. When I said I was so busy, he asked what I was so busy about. He said, What do you have so much to do? The Christmas tree is up." Pam's party was postponed until the 29th. Too warm. 68 degrees. Even artificial snow isn't much good when it's that warm. After we bought a new coat. So she decided it was too tight and we had to return it. Nan Gregory's tea for her mother was lovely, and Mrs. Nilsson wishes they were all going back to the Bahamas, but they may go to Florida. Jean Barth was there too, and is expecting a baby in a couple of months. We put your gifts around the Christmas tree tonight. We hope all goes well with yours. Happy anniversary. I am planning to take Pam, Patty, and their friends to the ballet next week. Love, Ruth. Now, this next letter is from my father, John S. Ray. Meyer Stevenson Ray, attorney at law, 2121 The Superior Building, Cleveland, Ohio. Dear folks, thanks so much for the Christmas gifts. We are having an extremely busy but enjoyable holiday season. We're expecting a large group at home tomorrow evening for open house. The weather has finally turned cold and we're now getting some snow and wind. We're already anticipating the trip to the islands in March. Take care of yourselves and have a happy, healthy, and prosperous 1968. Love, John. Now we have 2 letters to the editor, and the first from my mother, Ruth Smallshaw Ray. Dear Peter, thank you for the latest SFMCs. We were so busy then. I'm still trying to catch up. Love, Mother. Ruth Smallshaw Ray, Rocky River, Ohio. And the next letter is from my father, John S. Ray. Dear Editor, I very much enjoyed SFMC number 68. What a joy to read the letters from Tessa J. Delina. The front cover pictures are wonderful. The picture of my father and Aunts Nell and Chella is a real gem. What a nice picture of our family at Expo 67. Those were my whitebacks days. I'd forgotten that Uncle Bud was Pamela's godfather. The story about Patricia trying to catch the tooth fairy is precious. John's mother wrote that the silence would be deafening for Ruth when all 4 children were in school, but if it was, she didn't seem to be home enough to hear it. I have been a Beechcliff trustee for 34 years. Thank you. John S. Ray, Rocky River, Ohio. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.